Alright guys, today I'll be showing you my old school Yu-Gi-Oh deck that I hardly ever use. Well, actually, turn that hardly into never use because I never play the game anymore. Alright, Magics and Traps. This is Overload. Basically what it does is you add your hand to your deck and shuffle it. Then draw the same number of cards that you added to your deck. I usually like using this if I have a crappy hand. And this is Shadow Spell. It says select one face-up monster on your opponent's side of the field. Decrease the attack of the selected monster by 700 points. The monster cannot attack or change the battle position when the selected monster is destroyed or removed from the field. This card is also destroyed. Basically, I like using this in tight pinches. Usually when me and Gayu play, This is Fissure. What it does is it destroys the monster with the lowest attack on the opponent's side of the field. So, Mask of Weakness, it decreases the monster by 700 points in defense. In attack until the end of the turn. The Spellbinding Circle, you can see here. Select one monster as long as this card remains face up on the field. The selected monster cannot attack or change its battle position. When the selected monster is destroyed, this card is also destroyed. I guess you could say I like to use that on people. This is Triangle Ecstasy Spark. Yes, I like the word ecstasy. It's for the Harpy Ladies, which I have in my deck. I'll be showing you that later. And what it does is, until the end phase of the turn, the attack of all Harpy Lady sisters becomes 2,700. Your opponent cannot activate any trap cards, and effect of every trap card on your opponent's side of the field is negated. Attributed to the Doom. Now this is an awesome card. What it does is it destroys one card in your hand, but you get to select one monster on the field and destroy it. Even any sides, it doesn't matter. Trap Hole. I don't know if you can see that because of the glare, stupid glare. What it does is when your opponent normal summons or flip summons a monster with an attack of 1,000 points or more, the monster is destroyed. Like he's not a Blue Eyes White Dragon. This is called Jar of Greed. I recommend anyone having that in their deck. What it does is allow you to draw one card, after the draw phase. This is the field card Mountain. I'm like using it because I have a lot of dragons in my deck. What it does is it raises the attack and defense of all dragons by 200 points. Ground Collapse. This is also an awesome card to have in a deck. Select two monster card zones on the field. You cannot select a zone occupied by a monster card. The selected zone cannot be used as long as the card remains face up on the field. Pretty much, they can only have 3 monsters on the field unless the other person destroys it. Embodiment of Apophis. This is basically a monster card, but it's a trap. So yeah, if you're in a tight pinch, you don't have any monsters, and your life points are about to get attacked, this is a pretty good card to have. Now these 3 cards coming up are freaking awesome. They all go together. Unity allows yugiho Friendship to be activated, or forcefully activated, if you say so, because with Unity, you select one monster on the side of the field. The defense of the selected monster becomes equal to the combined original defense of all face-up monsters on your side of the field until the end of the turn. With yugiho Friendship is offer opponent a handshake. If they accept the handshake, each player's life points become half. The combined life points for both players, if you have Unity in your hand, and show it to your opponent, they must accept the handshake. Once they accept the handshake, you pay half of your life points selected and activate an appropriate effect, which can be applied If yugiho friendship is in your graveyard until the end of this turn, your opponent cannot normal summon, set, flip summon, or special summon a monster, or activate effect monsters' effects, and the monster's effects are negated. If unity is in the graveyard until the end of this turn, negate the effects of all spell and trap cards on your opponent's side of the field, and your opponent cannot activate or set spell or trap cards. Now, that's Judgment of Pharaoh. Those 3 cards are pretty basic to have in an Egyptian deck, I suppose. But my deck's based on dragons and Egyptian and whatnot. What I have here is, I don't know if you can see because of the stupid glare, Change of Heart. What it does is it allows you to steal one of your opponent's monsters. Premature Burial allows you to reborn a monster basically from your graveyard for 800 life points. Monster Reborn, basically the same thing except it's free of charge, meaning no life points usage. And it can be used for any side of the field, just like Premature Burial. This is Gift of the Mystic Elf. It increases your life points by 300 points for each monster on the field, including your opponent's side. This is called Ring of Destruction. It's holographic. Destroy one face-up monster card and inflict direct damage equal to the destroyed card's attack to life points of both you and your opponent. You don't want to screw yourself over like I did once. Now, this card is pretty awesome depending on how you know how to use it. DNA Surgery. When you activate this card, declare one type of monster. As long as this card remains face-up on the field, all face-up monsters become the type you declare. So you can use that to your advantage or to your disadvantage, which kind of screws you up. And the last card is Fairy Meteor Crush. When a monster equipped with this card attacks with an attack that is higher than the defense of the defense position monster, inflict the difference as battle damage to your opponent's life points. Well, there you go with magic and trap cards. Remember, this is a really old deck, so I don't know if it's acceptable for the rules these days in the Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments that they have. But yeah, there we go. That's my deck.